morning and welcome back to Condo, Craze, and HOAs. We are here on Sunday, every Sunday at 11 a.m. And we are on 850 WFTL. We're also on YouTube on our YouTube channel, Condo, Craze, and HOAs. It's super cool. You can see Eric and myself. I'm Karen Curtis, and I'm here with Eric Glazer, who's board certified in community association law. He also has his law firm, Glazer and Sachs, here in Broward County. And the firm has attorneys in Fort Lauderdale and Orlando. We are here each week to answer all your calls and emails about the issues that make life in your condominium or HOA absolutely crazy from 1 minute to the next. And we'd like to get the phone lines going early, or our YouTube chat box as well. You can go to our YouTube channel. Please subscribe and hit the bell when you go there because we're trying to hit 1,000. It would be great if you could. But the number to call toll free, no matter where you are in the state, the country, or the nation, or the world, or the universe, 877-850-8585, 877-850-8585. I think there are condos on Mars. I'm not
positive. They're listening to the show outside our solar system?
I think so, absolutely.
Could happen, right?
They must have housing. Anyway, but yeah, check us out on YouTube. Call up VJ at the station, and we'll get you on the air.
And
Eric,
remember to subscribe. We want to hit that 1,000 mark. We're really, really close.
We're so close.
And if you're a fan of the show, don't forget to do two things, like Karen says. Subscribe to the Condo Craze channel on YouTube. Again, you can watch the show live, but in addition to that, you can watch any show that you previously missed. And, of course, join our email list, and you can join our email list by going to condocrazeandhoas.com, closing in on 10,000 on that one.
Woo!
And by joining each week, you can get emails about the show, our blog, our free seminars, and we just concluded a real crazy run. Our newsletters, updates on the law, and a lot more. Of course, we do a blog every single Monday morning, and tomorrow's that can be found at hoa-condoblog.com. Again, hoa-condoblog.com. And tomorrow's topic, does the Florida Legislature want you to be dumb? And we're going to talk about that today.
I think that all of government wants you to be dumb.
Wants you to remain dumb, right?
Yeah, the less you know, the better.
The better.
What's interesting about your blog is you can go in there and type in. It's search
searchable
it
by topic.
Yeah,
you
searchable.
go to this show's website, hit in any topic that you want to research, and bang.
You've been doing the blog for how many
Right,
years?
For 15 years.
Okay, so there you go.
And 15 times 50, add that up. And
don't make me do math.
Yeah, and that's like 300. No, that's that's like 700 something shows.
That's amazing, and everything is changing all the time.
Right.
So you update it.
Every single topic that I wrote about in all those columns is searchable.
And what's the website?
Our show's website,
yeah.
condocrazeandhoas.com.
Boom.
That's it. So you want to search any topic, just go there. Go to our search. Go to our blog section. Go to the search box. Type in any topic you want. You want to type in ring doorbells.
Boom.
Go. Just type it in and bang. You'll see the article that we wrote on.
And it'll show the latest because I'm sure you update.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
Any time we wrote about that topic.
Amazing.
So thanks, Karen, for reminding everybody about that. But before we start, I just want to say a thank you to everybody who attended the board certification event in Tampa this week. Again, an absolutely amazing event. Standing room only, again, and I have to say this, they made me feel like $1 million. Thank you, Tampa. It was really, truly something special about this year. I don't know what it is, but a heartfelt thank you to everybody who attended. Maybe everybody's a little more nervous this year. Maybe everybody really understands this year the importance of education. Maybe it was the 60 Minutes thing.
Oh, yeah, I think that might have
know,
had something to do, a little cachet you've got there now.
Everybody is coming out in droves.
Was Tom Brady there?
No, he was not.
Oh, darn
I
it.
did not get a chance to teach Tom. But it's really a wild and crazy year. And there's more ahead next month.
Yeah, well, when do you start the seminars again?
Yeah, believe it or not, in April. We're taking a 1-month break.
Okay.
And then we're going to be all over the state. This time, hang out if you live in Orlando. We're coming to you. So just hang in there for the dates. I just had our computer guys put them up. So they should be up by Monday, actually.
And
so
you have an office there.
just hang in there. These are guys in India.
Oh, no, but
Yeah,
you have
but
an
I have an
office.
office in Orlando.
Oh, yeah,
That's
yeah.
right. So we will be in Orlando. Just hang in. But
Who do you have in India?
We don't have my computer guys, believe it
Oh.
or not, in India.
Okay.
It's amazing. It's like they're sitting next to you,
I love
Say,
it.
can you fix this? Can you fix that? And bang, they fix it.
That's so cool.
Pretty amazing. All right, today let's take a little more time and talk about education for board members. For those of you who are intelligent and decided to come to a board certification class in the last few months.
Wait a minute.
No, believe me. Yeah, if you were intelligent, if you did that this year,
I'm going to say,
of
but
course.
if you didn't, you're saying
You're an
they're
idiot.
They're an idiot.
You're an idiot. It's really that's the way I put it. And if you were smart enough to come to a class in the last few months and learn all about the new safety and reserve laws, really, I applaud you. And it was my honor meeting you, and it really was my honor teaching you all over the state.
I mean, it's amazing, though, that the education is still not required for board members in order to get certified. It was in the law, and then at the last minute,
and it
what's
came
his
out-
name
and it
in
came out.
Miami?
I don't know. I can't blame anybody yet.
Oh.
Because you know why? You know what's amazing?
I'm glad I didn't
Nobody's
say his name.
brave enough
Yeah.
to say, I did it. I wanted it out.
Yeah.
Everybody's a freaking coward when it comes to this
It
specific
doesn't
topic.
cost anyone
for some
anything.
reason,
It's
right?
free
But
information.
you know how you say, you don't have to go. I love that look in the eyes and the groan that comes over the crowd when I tell everybody in the audience, you don't have to be here today.
Right.
You didn't need
You
to get
chose.
certified by taking what I believe is not only a board certification class, now it's a life safety class.
Yes.
But believe it or not, and I tell them, the Florida Legislature still allows board members to get certified by signing a ridiculous form that says you've read your governing documents and you promise to enforce them.
But
That's
even if
it.
you've read the governing documents, you don't have anything about,
Karen,
safety and reserve laws.
It's not there. You have to be taught them in order to prevent another Champlain Towers disaster.
Oh my
from
gosh, it's
ever
actually life-saving
happening
education.
Again, that's exactly how I'm looking at it. That's
Yeah.
exactly it. You don't learn the laws by staying in your pajamas and printing a form off the computer and signing it. We can make it sound funny.
No, but
When members of the board can get certified by signing that self-serving form, Karen, like you just said, lives are at risk. I've always said that. That's how it is now. Lives are at risk.
and I'm sure
That's
their
how I see it.
attitude is, I've read the documents, I know what I'm
Yeah,
doing.
you know crap. If you didn't take a class this year, you really know crap. That's the bottom line.
Wow. And didn't the legislature make it mandatory for the board of directors to comply with these new laws?
Now, this is
So
this
what
is-
happens?
Karen, this is amazing. I want you to think about this. Yes, they placed the language in the new laws, which requires, think about this, it requires the directors to follow these laws or face breach of fiduciary duty charges. Think about that. So according to the Florida Legislature,
Wow.
you must apply these new laws in your condominium. You just don't have to learn them.
Wait, so the breach of fiduciary, that would be on each
Yes,
board member.
correct. And it makes
They
it-
don't
make
have the
them
protection.
Potentially individually liable.
Oh.
So think about it. Yes, you have to enforce them in your condo, but you don't
Wow.
have to learn them.
Oh my gosh.
It would be funny if it wasn't so sad, quite frankly. It really is.
It's incongruous, and
Yeah.
it's hard to imagine any legislator not being in support of mandatory education.
Here's what I can tell you for sure. Every legislator I've ever spoken to about mandatory education for condo board members in order to get certified, every single one is in favor of it. Yet it remains a mystery why in the past it's been removed, like you say, from the statute.
Is that why you named the show, Does the Legislature Want You to Be Stupid?
Correct. Does the legislator want you to be stupid? Right. And you remember these
I mean-
classes are, like you said before, they're free.
You invented
They're
it.
accessible via Zoom now.
Yeah.
And this year there are several condominium bills floating around at the moment, and not a single one has any mention of mandatory education for board members. So I ask you, like you say, does the Florida Legislature want you to be dumb? How else would you explain it? So I'll tell you this: a member of Florida's House of Representatives wanted to come on the show this week
Oh.
and talk about a bill that he filed, and I wouldn't let him unless there was a commitment to education.
Oh, wow.
Oh yeah, and the problem. Oh yeah, I'll get around to it. I'm going to do it. Yeah, I'm done with legislators who come on the show and promise to do things and never follow through.
Yeah, but I'm encouraged that he knows about it. I mean, I think most of these people in Tallahassee don't have a clue what's going on in community
it's
associations.
a bunch of blah 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 blah. But the bottom line is, if and when a legislator has the brains and the guts to file a bill requiring mandatory education for board members, I'd love to have him on the show, and they can tell everybody about their bill. No, but not if you promise just to file a bill, but if you actually have the guts to file the bill. Until then, you can blab somewhere else, just not on the show.
You almost had the bill go through, but there was one little
And it was taken out
problem.
at no.
But years ago.
Last year, someone took it out at the last second.
Yeah, there was the guy in
2
Miami.
years ago, 3 years ago, remember, we're sitting on the governor's desk. Then there was a fire in London. Things just, you never know. You never know until it's done. But I'll ask our listeners, and especially those listeners who have taken the course, and have learned about the new inspection and reserve laws. Tell me if you think this year the course was especially necessary, and if education should be necessary. Give us a call here in the studio, 877-850-8585. Again, 877-850-8585. Or drop your question in the chat box on the Condo, Craze, and HOAs channel on YouTube. We'll be back right after this.
There are...
Oh no! An unexpected leak. Jay, you know that's no way to solve a roof problem. Call Best Roofing. We solve roof problems.
We are DMI Paving and Seal Coating, Florida's parking lot experts. We specialize in asphalt paving and repair, including pothole repair, seal coating using JC7 or polytar, concrete curbs, ramps, and walkways, and striping and pavement marking, as well as ADA compliance. We service commercial properties, including homeowners associations, apartment communities, shopping malls, warehouses, stadiums and arenas, and more. Experience is worth more than anything in an industry like ours, and our staff has decades of it. We have specialized equipment for any job, regardless of size, saving you time and money. DMI has a reputable history. We have been in business since 1956. We serve the state of Florida from 6 locations. Let us bid on your next parking lot project. Visit us online at dmipavingandsealcoating.com.
There are very large management companies, and there are very small management companies, and I think Affinity sits somewhere in the middle of that, where they are big enough to provide you with all of the back-of-the-house services, the accounting, the infrastructure, the support systems, but small enough to be high touch.
We believe at Affinity that we do the 9 to 5 so that you don't have to do that.
FTL. I'm Karen Curtis with attorney Eric Glazer. He is board certified in community association law. We're taking your phone calls. Anything you want to ask us about, condominiums, HOAs, co-ops throughout the state, 877-850-8585, or please go to our YouTube channel. We're trying to get 1,000 people to subscribe. That would be awesome. We're at like 900 what?
960 or something.
Oh, 960.
959.
Okay, 950. So put us over the top.
More, put us over the top.
Condo,
Today would
Craze,
be
and
great.
HOAs.
Right. Okay, so I'm looking at the box on YouTube, and Gigi writes in and says, "Hi, Eric and Karen. What did you think about this SAO, I guess the State Attorney's Office, press conference held last Thursday?" I didn't see the press conference. I'm guessing it's about a new bill that's floating out there where Dade, Broward, and Monroe would kind of have a division from I think the Attorney General's office, which is out there specifically to investigate condo fraud.
Wow.
And I know it's something that Julio Robina was pushing for a long time. And, I'll say this. As contracts start to fly in the construction field for 5, 10, 15, 20 million, is there going to be the chance out there for even more fraud, for even more stealing? Sure, that's going to happen. Absolutely. Is it possible that board members may say, hey, I'll award you the contract engineer, or I'll award you the contract contractor if you promise to kick me back some money. Can that
Oh,
possibly
God.
happen in
Oh,
a condo?
yes. Oh.
Yes, it could possibly happen in a condo.
Oh.
And perhaps, that type of a force is needed more than ever now. I will tell you something that I've seen twice in the last 2 weeks, and I still cannot believe that I've seen it. Outright, in writing, managers telling contractors, you're not getting the contract here unless you kick me back 2%.
And it's in writing?
In writing. In writing.
Do
Now,
they not know it's illegal?
I know that in contracts between management companies and associations, there's language in there that oftentimes say, if you're going to go through a big project here and I'm going to have to work harder, I want 2% of the contract you have with the contractor.
But
Now,
no.
I take that out every single time.
Right.
Right? I scratch it out and I say, no,
But
my
this is a quid
client's
pro
not doing
quo.
that. It's a quid pro quo. Right. And I mean, if that isn't enough to not only lose your license, but perhaps get you arrested.
Sure.
I don't know what is.
And it's in writing.
And it's in writing.
That's
how much the greed is out there. You're willing to risk your license, and no, you got to be a nut to put it in writing, and they're putting it in writing.
So when you have these potentially condos that could say, we're not going to hire you, or we'll give you money if you give us a good, the first and second phase? Is that what you're talking about?
Correct.
So that's really, they're spending money to possibly kill you.
Yes, that's exactly right. Yes. I mean,
they're paying these people to possibly kill you.
Yes, but I'm telling you, there's so much money that's going to be at stake over the next few years.
Of course.
I mean, millions
and millions
in each condo.
Yeah.
So the possibility for fraud is going to be, incredible. So I get the idea. I certainly get the idea.
Phase 1, not phase 2.
For the investigative authorities now, to be in Miami-Dade and Broward, I get it, and potentially throughout the state. But I think also in addition to that, these directors need to know what to do in the first place. No, am I crazy?
No.
I feel like I'm nuts sometimes, screaming about this, and someone tell me, am I nuts? Am I crazy?
I think that the people, even though it's not mandatory, those who really know what's going on, take your class or an education class because they know how important it is.
Absolutely. The good ones certainly
and those
do.
who don't want to know will not know.
Will not know. Hey, how about we go to the phones now? Who do we got? Barry in Miami. Hey, Barry.
Hi, Eric. Hi, Karen.
Hey, how are you? What's going on?
Good. Anna Maria Rodriguez, do you think she will sponsor a bill if you ask her again?
I did ask her again, okay? And I will tell you that I spoke with her last week, it's public record. And she said, hey, it was taken out of the bill last year, but we can always try again. So far, she hasn't tried again. I hope she does try again. But until someone does try again, nobody's tried again. So, I know I'm talking in circles, but, tomorrow I will tell you that every single member of the Florida Legislature is going, I'm doing my blog tomorrow on this topic, and they're going to get every single member of the Florida Legislature is going to get a copy of it tomorrow, sent right to them. And just like I sent in 2018 a copy of my blog saying it's probably a good idea to have mandatory reserves. That went unanswered, and 98 people died. So let's see what happens when I now ask for some education. What's the goddamn big deal, right? I mean, I'm so passionate about it, I just don't get it. I can see, I remember there was some back talk years ago because we weren't doing it on Zoom, and some people lived in the sticks, and it's hard to get to a class. Well, that's a BS excuse now.
That's on Zoom.
Because it's all on Zoom. There is no excuse. And it's free. What else do you want? So I cannot imagine not being able to pass a bill that requires mandatory education, Barry. For the life of me, I don't get it.
This is what I would do, Eric. This is, for what it's worth, my 2 cents. It's probably not worth much more than that.
That's okay. You've always been so helpful
bills,
and knowledgeable.
Okay, and I'm calling you from Austin on vacation, so it's
my
always on
gosh.
vacation.
You're an
The
animal.
man is always on vacation. I gotta see what he did in his prior life. He is lucky.
This is what I would do, Eric. There's two bills out there. The person who said that they're going to sponsor a bill is full of it. There's two bills. There's Senator Bradley's bill, and on Friday, Representative Lopez, Vicki Lopez from Miami, sponsored a companion bill. That's it. Those are the bills.
Right.
There's not going to be any other bills sponsored.
Right.
You said there's going to be one train. That's the train.
Got it.
Both Vicki Lopez and Senator Bradley, I correspond with numerous emails. Both of them got my recommendations for a glitch bill, and in both of them, it included a mandatory board education provision, not just for new board members,
Right.
but for all board members.
Right.
Those are the two, and I might add, Daniel Perez and Jennifer Bradley have both indicated in speeches and whatever that they're in favor of mandatory board education.
Okay.
And it was in one of their bills, either Pizzo's bill or whatever one before it was taken out. I think those are the two people that I would, in addition to all the legislators, that I would focus on.
I'm
and
sorry.
try
Did
and
you
get
say, but they
to
both
the-
filed a bill already, or they're going to file?
But both of them have filed an
Right.
So
So,
one of
they
them-
came out and
bill
said that they're in favor of mandatory education, and why didn't they put it in their bill?
in the past.
Yeah. So why didn't they put it in their bill?
Look, they didn't put in a lot of things that I suggested, a ton of things that I suggested they didn't put in. It's
Right.
not just mandatory board education. There's a lot of other things that aren't in these bills
You know,
that, frankly, should be in these
let's
bills.
throw this idea out there. You know, there's a lot of lawyers in the Florida legislature, right? A lot of lawyers in the Florida legislature. And when you keep people dumb, right? Lawyers make a ton of money. The dumber you, tell you right now, the dumber you people are out there, the more money I'm going to make. That's the reality of it all. So I'll just leave that out there.
Well, one of those two, either Bradley or Lopez, contact you to come on the show, or was it someone different?
Someone different.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not going to throw them under the bus.
Oh, okay.
But it was somebody different. Somebody that we have already spoken about on the show, believe it or not.
Okay.
I'll throw it out. I'll give you that little hint.
All right.
Okay? But, hey, anything else I can help you with?
No, thank you.
Thank you for the update. I really
Return
appreciate
to
it.
your vacation in
Barry's,
Beantown.
yeah, have a great time, Barry. Barry is so damn informative. Really appreciate all he does
Of
for the condo
course.
community, and he doesn't have to.
No,
He's not getting paid for what he does, and he's more in touch with the senators and the members of the House than anyone I know.
And he finds all the glitches.
He's unbelievable.
The other thing is you have on this chat box, by the way,
Yeah.
are speed bumps a material alteration? Speed tables, speed whatever.
I believe they are. Yes, they
Oh.
are. So in order to install them, yes, you do have to get a vote of the community. I can find some case law on that. Back to the phones. Who else do we got? We got Ben in Palm Coast.
Bad.
Hello,
Hey, Ben, how are you?
can you hear me?
Yep, we can.
Great. I got a question about agendas. According to our board president and management company, only the president can set the agenda, and the other board members are not allowed to add anything to the agenda. And if she doesn't want it, it doesn't get on there.
Well, I think that's ridiculous, and you know the statute doesn't talk about it. Your governing documents may talk about it, but I don't even see that in most governing documents. And I would say if a board member wants something on the agenda, or certainly one or two board members want something on the agenda, the management company should put it on there. And there is a provision in the statute that says if a board wants to put something on the agenda, right, and they want to take it up as an emergency, right, one board member can make a motion to do it, right, and it has to pass by a majority plus one. Okay? Majority plus one can always add. Okay? So let's say you have one president that never wants to add anything, right? So you're at a board meeting and somebody makes a motion to add something to the agenda. The president says, nope, I'm the president. So now you have a majority, which is 3, plus 1 is 4. So if you have the other 4 in favor of putting it on the agenda as an emergency, it goes on whether or not the president likes it or not. And it must be simply ratified at the next board meeting. Okay?
Okay.
So I hope that answers your questions.
The president. Yeah, this did. But how can you remove the president?
Well, you can always remove the person as president. You just can't kick him off the board. You have another board meeting,
Right.
and 3 out of the 5 remove him as president. That's it.
Okay.
Okay?
Great.
Thanks for the call, Ben.
Can I ask one more question?
Go really quick.
Okay. Can you increase dues in the middle of the year?
Yes, you can, just by amending the budget. Okay? If it's necessary.
Okay, you can amend the budget.
That's how you got to do
Okay,
it. Okay?
great. Thank you
Thanks,
very
Ben.
much.
Eva in Jacksonville, all the way to the top right. How are you, Eva?
Yes, I'm okay. Thank you, sir. What happened is I live in the Jacksonville Management Company, Rosetta. Property management installed speed bumps. This is material alteration. We never knew about this. I requested record. They responded in a timely manner. No record whatsoever. I filed a complaint with DBPR. I called 100 times. Finally, I get online Marcia Jones, and she responded that she's very familiar with the old statute, but material alteration is not investigated by DBPR. DBPR only requests record. They only investigate the record request. No
It
material
keeps
alteration.
changing with them. I don't know what they
Oh,
investigate.
that's-
No callback.
I don't know what they investigate anymore. It's just becoming more and more frustrating. Everybody knows they're paying $4 per unit per year. Everybody knows they collect $14 million up there. Everybody knows that there's a bunch of
Ring doorbells for everyone.
You know, I just, if they can't help people with these type of requests, then what's the good? I just don't get it. I really don't. I don't get it. The only thing that they can help people with is records requests. Really? That's it? No.
That's not what they were meant to do.
That's certainly not what they were meant to do. No, I don't agree with that. I got to check the statute, but they can certainly do more. Okay, so the bottom line is they won't help. So now it's up to you to potentially file as my Ring doorbell goes off. Shut up. All right, sorry about that. Okay. That was perfect timing.
Funny.
I lost my train of thought there. So if the DBPR can't help you, time to help yourself.
Okay.
What do I mean by helping yourself? Going to arbitration and let an arbitrator make a determination that it's a material alteration.
Okay.
That's the bottom line. You got to send a letter first warning that you're going to go to arbitration, giving them time to fix it. And once they don't do that, it's time to file.
Well, actually, the DBPR, do they have any teeth anyway?
Potentially they,
they
do.
do.
Like when it comes to records, if the records are not given, they do have the power to subpoena the records.
Okay.
I'd love to know how many subpoenas they actually issued.
Oh, that's a
because
good question.
I know people that have said, I'm trying to get records for a year, and the DBPR still won't issue a subpoena.
What if they're just not doing anything up
You know,
there?
no comment at this point.
Does anybody check up on
I
them?
will let the listeners tell the story. I don't even want to tell the story anymore. Just very frustrating. That I will say. Okay? But Eva, that's what you got to do. Time to go to arbitration if the DBPR won't help you. Okay? Appreciate the phone call. We got it.
Thank you.
You got it. We got to take our bottom of the hour break. Taking your calls, everybody. 877-850-8585. Or drop your questions in the comment box on the Condo Craze channel on YouTube. Please subscribe. Make sure you subscribe, okay? And we'll be back right after this.
Is your condominium or HOA
Let's protect your association.
Welcome back to the second half hour of Condo Craze and HOAs here on 850 WFTL. Karen Curtis, live on 850 WFTL, with attorney Eric Glazer, who is board certified in community association law. You can hear us on the radio. You can watch us and hear us and ask us questions on our YouTube channel. We're trying to get over that 1,000 mark. So join us there on Condo Craze and HOAs there, and call us 877-850-8585 to ask your question. Right now the phone lines are stacked, but here we go.
Okay, Abby in Hollywood. How are you, Abby? Abby Normal. Remember that?
Yes.
I'm fine. How are you?
All right, Abby. How can we help?
I was moving from one side to the other.
I live in the Hillcrest neighborhood, but not in the Hillcrest condos, and I know that you're familiar with them.
We're going to be teaching, as a matter of fact. Hold up. We just agreed to do a seminar, board certification seminar, for every single Hillcrest community.
Really?
In one shot. Yeah.
Great,
So,
great.
absolutely.
Okay.
How can we help?
Okay. I'm just curious. I don't actually live in one of the condos. I live in the new development.
The new
But anyway,
development, right.
What I know that some of the condos are self managed, and some of them are really struggling. What would happen based on the new laws for their inspections and stuff like that? Do they help each other? I'm worried about the effect that it's going to have on the community.
I'm worried. So most buildings in Hillcrest are what, like 200-300 units, right?
Yeah.
Every building.
Usually.
So if you say they're self-managed, how are these buildings that are self-managed supposed to learn the law if they don't attend a class? You tell me, right? At least managers.
They won't, right?
Right. Managers, hold on.
They're obstinate, so.
But hold on one second. Managers, right, that are licensed, in order to keep their license, they at least have to take a legal update class every year, right? So at least they have to learn the laws. But if you live in a building, and that building is self-managed, and you have an arrogant members of the board that are managing it, then your life is at risk because that person is not going to take a board certification class potentially. And like I said, it's your life that's on the line. So I agree with you. I agree with you 100%. It's dangerous if your condo is self-managed. Absolutely.
Yeah, and I don't know if one building helps another, or if they have sort of a master association. Because again, I don't really live there.
No, not that I know of.
About the effect on the overall neighborhood.
Each building is independent, and again, if you have a self-management and you have arrogant people that are self-managed that say, I'm not spending $10 million on this building now. I don't care what the law says. And I heard about some law out there. I'm not following it. Leave me alone. And you know that's going to happen. You know for sure and for certain that's going to happen, right, at some point. And, again, lives are going to be at stake. There's no two ways about it, Abby. Okay? Thank you for the phone call. I really appreciate it. We are all over the state today. How about we go to Sam in Tampa Bay? How are you, Sam?
Thank you, Eric. I just want to let you know, here's a background. Our board of directors now recently have approved a special assessment in the amount of $2.5 million for documented needed repairs by our engaged engineers for the payment that we'll get back from our unit owners over the next 12 months.
Okay.
We're 100 units.
Right.
Currently, our reserves are over $500,000 now in the bank, and we have an approved contractor. This is my concern. Some owners are concerned with all this money by some homeowners with all this reserves. Is there a third party for insurance policy to protect our association?
Okay.
We have a management company, just like you talked earlier about fraud. I'll wait for your
So Florida law requires, right, that there is a theft policy in place, right? You need to talk to the insurance agent, in place that covers all the money that's going to be held by the association at any one time. And this is actually a great question.
Really?
Yeah. Florida law requires that you have theft coverage, okay? And again, normally in a normal year, think about it, it would cover the amount of money that people could steal, right? That's in your operating and in your reserves. And in a lot of associations, that might not be a lot of money, right, at any one time. But now think of what we're talking about.
Oh, lots.
Now
But
we're thinking about
$900,000 is a lot of money.
What about passing his $2.5 million special assessment?
Yeah,
right. That may be in there. Yeah, go ahead.
What it was that the banks are insured each account $250,000.
Okay,
So
no, I
all
understand.
this
So that you're talking about FDIC insurance. I'm talking about something else. I'm talking about something else, and that's something you got to talk to your bank. Maybe they could split it up. I don't know if they could put it in different accounts, or or you need to go put it in different banks if the banks go under. That's if the banks go under.
I have an idea.
I don't have too much of a concern about that, quite frankly. But what I do have a concern about, absolute concern about, is that you talk to your insurance agent about making sure that the insurance amount that is covered is increased, because now we don't just have $300,000 in the bank at one time. We have $5.8 million in the bank this year because we needed a special assessment, for example. So that insurance agent needs to be informed. Your insurance needs to be drastically increased. And that's not my opinion, by the way. I'm not just giving you my opinion. That's the law. You are required to have that insurance in place.
Thank you. One final question. With the legislators coming forward now next week, I attended the Tampa Bay Expo. Someone mentioned about there's alerts that go out from the legislator on House bills and Senate bills.
Yes.
How do we get that?
You can go on their website. It's like flsenate.com and like flhouse.com, something like that, and you can sign up for those alerts.
Right.
Okay?
Thank you so
Thank you so
much.
much.
I
Appreciate
have an idea,
it.
by the way.
Yeah.
Okay, so what if the insurance companies make it a prerequisite they won't insure your...
I love it. I love it.
That the board members be educated.
I even spoke to someone who I know in the business and said, what about giving them a discount?
Yes, or a discount.
Right?
That's
Or a
even
discount.
better.
If all the members of the board,
Better.
just like they give you a discount if all your windows are hurricane insured.
Or what
how
is
about
this?
a discount if every single member of
Safe
the board
driver.
attend? Right, safe driver discount.
Yes.
Just like this, exactly
Love it,
like
love
that.
it, love
No,
it.
that was a great idea. Just like a safe driver discount, a safe board member discount.
There you go.
Love it. I think it's a great
I think
idea.
that's a great way to do it.
And if
Just
the
bypass
insurance
the
company did it,
legislature.
right? That's a great, fantastic idea, Karen. Absolutely.
And then the people in the community be like, we could get a break if you just take this free course, you dummy.
Right,
You know,
exactly.
you get pressure from the residents.
Fantastic idea by Karen. I love it. Maybe someone from the insurance industry is listening and could
so
chime
simple.
in that regard. And I do want people to chime in who actually took the class over the last month. What are your thoughts? Now that you took it, do you think it should be mandatory? Let's take our final break of the hour, 877-850-8585, or write your comments in the chat box on the Condo Craze channel on YouTube. We'll be back.
853
Who can't get in the
5463.
chat box? What's his name? Welcome back to the final segment of Condo Craze and HOAs here on 850 WFTL. Karen Curtis live here on 850 with Eric Glazer. He's board certified in Community Association Law. If you are on our YouTube channel, Condo Craze and HOAs, make sure you sign in so you can ask a question in the chat box or give us a call, 877-850-8585. Don't wait to the end of the show to ask your question.
And make sure you subscribe. I'm just during the break, I went to the condo statute, and I went to the authority, responsibilities, and duties of the DBPR in this regard, the Division of Florida Condominiums, Timeshares, and Mobile Homes. And it's 718-501, Section 1D.
This is because you were told that the DBPR is not doing
they
anything
always say
about
they can't investigate
material
this, they can't investigate that.
alterations.
So here's what it says. Notwithstanding any remedies available to unit owners and associations, if the division has reasonable cause to believe that a violation of any provision of this chapter, meaning any section of 718 or related rule has occurred, the division may institute enforcement proceedings in its own name against any developer, bulk assignee, bulk buyer, association, officer, or member of the board or its assignees or agents. So I don't know why they're taking the position that we can only do records. I don't get that. So I just read through.
That's the law.
They can investigate. They have wide, broad authority. So I don't know why they're taking any position to the contrary. I mean, why would they be there if it was just for records? I don't get that. But government, right?
Yeah.
Government, right? That's just the way it is, right? Okay. How about we go to Ernest in Pembroke Pines? Hi, I'm from the government, and I'm here to help. Yeah, I'm sorry, Ernest. I apologize. I cut you off. Go right ahead.
Okay. Yeah, thanks first for the great show you're doing. This is by far the best show.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thanks,
and your
Ernest.
commitment to do that every Sunday.
We try.
Yeah, it's really good. So here's my question. A homeowner sues the association and the management company. They do a mediation. They agree on a settlement. Now, the management company wants a confidentiality clause in the settlement agreement. They want to keep the whole thing,
right.
They don't want to tell anybody that they paid money, that
right.
they settled, that it maybe have some liability here.
Right.
So they want to keep it all confidential.
Okay. Every single homeowner in that HOA has the right to know not only what's in the settlement agreement, and I argue with people all the time about this. They have the right to know exactly what happened at the mediation. How about that? So if a person on the board talks to somebody that lives in the community who's a homeowner and says, this is what happened at the mediation, this is what was said, right? Absolutely no way did that president or director breach the confidentiality clause of mediation. There's a case on point where a developer was in litigation against the association, right? The case goes to mediation, and the case does not settle at mediation. The developer comes out, and the developer's angry, and the developer writes a letter to everybody in the building and says, let me tell you about the great offer I made to your board today. I offered the following. They told me to, go pound sand, and your board did a terrible thing to you today, right? The board files a motion for contempt against the developer for breaching the confidentiality clause. The case went up to the Court of Appeal, and the Court of Appeal held the developer did nothing wrong by letting every single member of the community know exactly what happened at the mediation. Why? Because every single member of that community is what's called the real party in interest. And they had a right to know everything that went on at that mediation. Okay? So, no, you cannot prevent the unit owners from knowing what's going on. Ernst, I'm sorry for acting quick, but we got a bunch of calls and only a few minutes left, buddy.
Oh, thank you. That
Thank
was
you.
very helpful.
You got it. Donata in Miami.
Hi, Eric. Thank you for your show.
Thank you.
Eric, just the comment. Remember that letter that you sent to the association because the general contractor came and wrote a letter saying that the board was asking for kickback. Board member was asking for kickback.
I remember that.
Remember?
I do remember.
Yeah, remember how I went to I don't know how many police stations.
Yeah, here we had a contractor who actually came forward and said the board was asking me for kickbacks. I do remember that.
A
Yes.
whistleblower.
Yep, absolutely. Yep. And yet you were saying?
And the board came back and said that they knew the person that was asking for kickbacks for many years and did nothing. And it was the same board member that had been arrested for stealing tampons and eye drops from Costco.
Unreal.
Oh, my gosh.
I mean,
So it's a female. Well, it could be a male.
So Donata, you're living proof. You're living proof these things actually happen, right?
yes, that really happened.
Yeah.
Now, Eric, my question to you is the following. So the board did insurance for the, insurance. The insurance company came back and said, oops, nope, you changed the whole roof or we'll cancel the insurance.
Right.
So the board came, okay, special assessment for the insurance. Of course, it's quick. Okay, 1 week after the due date of the insurance, of the due date of the special assessment, they are already sending threatening letters to unit owners saying that they're going to put a lien. Of course, in 10 days, 15 days,
Yeah.
it's difficult for somebody to come up with $10,000. Can the board do that?
Yeah, they actually
So
can.
1 month?
They actually can. And,
They can?
we're going to see a lot of this. There's nothing in the statute, Donata, and everybody needs to really know this. This is a great call. Your board, you have a board that doesn't like to borrow money. Some boards are like, no, some people on the board have money, and they don't want to borrow money because they don't want a loan staying with the condo for many years. So they say, okay, we're hitting everybody with a $15,000, $20,000 special assessment, and it's due in 30 days.
Why don't they want to do the loan? I don't understand.
They don't want a loan on the condo's books for whatever reason.
But let's say after 30 days, okay, so it's due in 10 days. That's what happened here. And they are already sending threatening letters to people that didn't pay before 1 month.
I get it. But let me tell you this. Now it's pretty difficult to start collecting payments that are overdue to the association. There's a 30-day letter. There's a 45-day letter. There's a 45-day letter. And then you get to file your foreclosure claim. So I don't have a problem with an association acting quick.
So that means, but wait a second. But still, they have to give people a leverage to get around.
At least
I
30
hear you,
days.
Donato. Now, that first letter, just so you know, what they must do is that first letter that goes out is a 30-day letter, and you're given 30 days to pay it without any attorney's fees whatsoever. So the law now gives you that 30-day grace period, Donata.
Even if they send it at 15.
Correct. Even no matter what they send you.
And when they send it.
Yeah, the law now sends you that 30-day grace period, okay?
We need to move on.
Yeah. Paul, thank you, Donata, like always.
Thank you.
You got it. Paul in Palm Beach.
Yes, good morning, and thank you for taking my call.
Sure thing.
I have a question on material alteration. I live in a condo in Palm Beach. Our governing documents require a 66 2/3 TVI, total voting interest,
Right.
in order to pass material alteration.
Okay.
The magic number here is 109 proxies. So they sent out one proxy vote. They sent out one proxy with 2 questions on it. The first question said, are you in favor of changing and updating the hallways? Is a yes or no. They received more than 109 answers in the affirmative to that question.
Okay.
Then the second question on the same proxies provided you with 2 options, option A and option B, describing in detail what they were going to do in terms of changing the hallways.
Right. So now that they agreed to the material alteration, which one do you want?
Correct.
Right.
neither one of the options reached 109.
Doesn't
One
have
option
to.
got 91.
Does
Okay,
not
that
have
was
to.
my question.
They did it the right way.
Right.
As long as a material alteration was now allowed, the majority vote on which one that you want is fine.
Okay.
Okay? Great question,
Okay,
though.
so the fact that in the body of the question they didn't describe what the material alteration was.
No,
just do you want a material alteration? That's sufficient.
That's fine with me. I got no problem that they did it that way. Okay?
Okay. That's
Thanks,
what I wanted
thanks,
to know.
Paul.
Thank you very much.
David in Boca, really quick.
Hey, thanks for taking my call. Joyce Kaufman, she pushes you like crazy during the week. So
Really? That's
her as
great.
well,
That's
but-
really nice. That's nice to know.
But
Thank you, Joyce.
I live in a community that was built in the 1970 area, and it was deemed a 55 and up community. When they stopped that, and now there's a lot more younger people with children and everything coming into the neighborhood. With that said, is there a rule in Palm Beach County that states in private communities, trucks or commercial vans are not allowed to park within the association?
No, that's no rule that I know of. Absolutely not. That's a rules that are made in your governing documents of your specific community. Has nothing to do
Perfect. That's what I
with
thought.
county regulations or not.
They
and
said that
that's where most of the fights come in.
Palm Beach County, you're not allowed to have a commercial vehicle on the property in a private community that doesn't have windows all around it. And I didn't think that was true.
I never heard that.
As a vice president.
Look, I never heard that. You know,
Okay,
could I be wrong? I could be wrong. All I can tell you is, no, I've never heard that before. Okay?
Me either. Thank you very
Thanks,
much for
Dave.
taking my call.
How about Tim in West Palm Beach?
Good morning, Eric. This is Tim in West Palm Beach, new listener. I love your show.
Thank you
I've
so much.
advertised it on our Condo website.
Thank you very much,
Get
buddy.
other residents to join. Hey, a quick question. I'm looking at the. I signed up for the recent seminar here in town to get educated in anticipation of running for the board next year. I thought that was a great idea.
Now there's a smart
Had
guy.
to cancel at the last second. You've mentioned that it's available on Zoom. I'd love to take it via Zoom.
Yeah, we don't have any. We don't have any on Zoom yet scheduled. Hang in there. There always will be.
You have to talk to the guys
That
in
I
India.
can tell you. But right now, we got all these fantastic L&L condo exhibitions that are coming, and that's why we do them in person. But when they stop, I can tell you I will go back to Zoom at some point. But why not come out and enjoy the day? You
And
know?
meet Eric.
Yeah, let's go. I love talking to everybody in
I
person.
can't see it on the website. I don't see any other upcoming seminars.
I
that would
just,
travel.
about
I would
5
travel
minutes before I went on the show, I sent all the stuff to our computer guys in
30
India,
seconds.
so it'll be up there on Monday, buddy.
There you go.
It's so nice to hear somebody who wants to
Yes.
take the class before he's on the board.
Proactive.
Oh, man, there's a great guy.
You're
Also,
intelligent.
You mentioned your YouTube channel allows people to chat. I cannot find that chat box on the YouTube channel. I'm looking at it right
Keep
now,
searching,
but-
buddy. It's there. Just type Condo Craze. I just got the whisper in my ear that we got to go. Guys, if you need legal help during the week, give Glazer and Sachs a call, 954-983-1112. Again, 954-983-1112. I wish all of you a safe, happy, and healthy week, and we'll see you again next Sunday.
Thank you.